to use different mediums because of the baggage they all come with, and they're all history. I don't want to miss out on anything, really. I like working with it all. It's a lot of fun. Hello, I'm Richard Ankrom. This is my studio at the brewery just east of Los Angeles. The freeway sign project I called Guerrilla Public Service for the very nature of the project was my first solely conceptual piece. It uses the regular methods of art, fabrication, installation, performance, and I blended all those together into what I would call my major conceptual piece. Years ago, driving through downtown Los Angeles, I got lost. About 20 years later, I moved to downtown Los Angeles and then realized that the reason why I got lost 20 years ago was that the signage was inadequate. I'm in the sign business and I had been for 20 years, so that wasn't difficult. So I did the homework and then decided to just turn it into an art project. It's made exactly to spec. I followed directions, specifically what they had online, and then did field checking to make sure that it all matched. That's the idea, that not only did it work, that it would look like they did it. So I wanted to see if Caltrans would notice it. And if they did, they would assume it was their own because it looked identical. The sign is still there. They inspected it to make sure it was fastened properly and left it in place because it does need to be there. Invading Iraq didn't make any sense to me at all. I decided to get on board with the war effort. I made flags that counted Iraq as one of our new states. I've also counted the territories we took from the 1890s, starting with the Spanish-American War, and from that point forward, coming up with 9 extra stars, one for each of the territories. By adding that on the end of each row on a 50-star flag, no one sees it, and yet the statement is still there. A 198-star flag, which is this lapel pin, represents the final outcome of Manifest Destiny 3, world domination. So every country becomes a state. I came up with 198 stars so it would fit on the flag. The Hatchet series was based on 2 different bodies of work. I was doing some neon taser guns, and I was also doing, a few years later, pieces that were based on, well, kitsch and neon and flowers and that sort of thing. So I was trying to combine 2 opposites, technology and chintz, basically. When I saw these 2 bodies of work coming together, I realized that I'm missing something in there. So I came up with the idea of the hatchet, which borrowed one part from the guns and the other part from the kitsch series. The Grandma series, I call them. Anything that would be, you might consider either effeminate or delicate or just beautiful. I mean, flowers are gorgeous. So candy is sweet, that sort of thing. So that's what I wanted to do to offset the shape of the hatchet. The daggers are actually based on Christianity. I made 3 of the daggers. I call them witch hunt. So after I did the Christian daggers, I figured I'd have to do a Muslim sword. The tonfa batons were inspired more by the Rodney King beating. This is the LA River looking at Elysian Park. That's the 110 freeway tunnel. And I was interested in the graffiti along the river line. After all, the river is why Los Angeles is here. So I chose that as a subject matter also. That's just something I just made up. I didn't go off of any idea other than traveling around in California and the landscapes look a bit like that. I know what I like is a little more sarcastic. That's about, why it is easy to sell that pretty little landscape painting. I have to do something in there just to amuse myself, to even bother. But it's fun and awful all at the same time. There's over 200 years of oil painting, and there's no way I can compete with all these wonderful masters. And yet, I still feel compelled to do so for some stupid reason. So I torture myself with the idea of paintings. They sell, and I should probably do more of them because they seem to be popular. I just have a difficulty doing them. It's just boring after a while. It's real boring. Whether there's a common thread, I'm not exactly sure. Sometimes I see them, sometimes the connections are obvious, and then other times they escape me entirely. I have no idea. But I basically want to do what I want.